Hi guys, welcome. So happy to be here with you. My name is Tate, and today we will be taking a little journey to triangle pose. I would recommend having some blocks handy, but they are not mandatory. If you need to go ahead and get set up, I'll meet you back on the mat. All right, so let's get started here. We're going to start in a reclined position. So our savasana or corpse pose. Legs can be extended out long, arms to our side. Getting comfy here. If Shavasana hurts your back or your lower back, you can always bend your knees, bringing the soles of your feet out as wide as your mat, and then knock your knees together on the inside. It's still a resting pose, and it'll relieve a little bit of tension in your lower back. So wherever you are, we'll just begin to settle down and relax. Getting us in the mindset for our flow today. Making note of where you feel your breath. Maybe you feel your belly rise, maybe your rib cage expanding, or maybe your chest rising and falling. Making note of any thoughts that come up in your mind and just letting them pass through. You can return to those later. We'll take a few breaths together here. So exhale wherever you're at in your breath cycle. And we'll take a deep inhale through our nose, filling up our bellies. Exhale, sigh it out. Another one just like that. Inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. Letting your backside body melt into the mat. One more time, just like that. The biggest, fullest, deepest breath you've taken yet today. Inhale. One more sip at the top and pause. Exhale, let it go. Beautiful. So if you'd like to begin to cultivate your Ujjayi breath, now's the time. We'll seal our lips and begin inhaling and exhaling out through our nose for the remainder of practice. If you're in this restorative position with your knees knocked together, we'll take our legs out long just for a moment as we take a big stretch. Arms are reaching up above our head, fingertips and toes reaching in opposite directions. We'll take a deep inhale here, reaching and stretching, big morning stretch. Exhale, let it go. Beautiful, 2 more times. Inhaling, reaching and stretching. Maybe arms lift up, maybe heels lift up. Exhale, let it go. One last time, inhaling. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Now everybody's going to come back to that restorative position. So our soles of our feet are coming down to our mat, knees are bent, and then we'll take our feet out almost as wide as our mat. If it's not comfortable that wide, then you can walk them in just a bit, wherever feels comfortable for you. Then we'll take our knees together to knock on the inside. Maybe toes are slightly turned in, heels slightly turned out. Arms are going to come wide like a T here. We'll take a deep inhale breath. And then exhale, we're going to cross our right arm over left, and we're going to wrap our hands around our shoulders right here. So our elbows are pointing up towards the ceiling. Just stretching out our upper back here. So we want to start trying to point our elbows up towards the ceiling as you feel your back broaden and expand here. If you can, begin to send your breath into your upper back so you feel a deeper stretch across your shoulder blades. Eyes can be opened or closed here. And we'll start incorporating some movement. So if your toes are slightly turned in, we'll point them forward. And then we'll begin to rock our knees from side to side, getting a little movement in our lower back. If you'd like to join with your torso, you can rock from side to side very gently. We're not trying to fall over here. Or you can stay stationary in your upper back and then drop one knee in at a time towards the center. So our right knee is coming in towards our left knee is coming in towards our inner right leg. And then we're breathing. Inhaling and exhaling through our nose, sending our breath to our backside body. And we'll come back through center, knees knocked together. Next deep inhale, arms will open up wide like a T. And then exhale, left arm over right, crossing out our elbows, and then we're wrapping our fingertips around our shoulder blades if we can, around our side body. And then again, same thing. Deep inhale, sending our breath in between our shoulder blades here. So we feel our upper back expanding. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Eyes can be opened or closed. Maybe elbows are reaching towards the ceiling. Exhale, relaxes them down. And then when you're ready, you can start incorporating movement here, that windshield wiper of our legs or our knees. And then if your upper body decides to join in just a bit to get a little bit of movement, that's fine, or they can stay stationary, whatever feels best on your body. Doesn't have to be big sweeping movements, maybe just small movements. So we're waking our legs up. Again, still expanding across our shoulder blades here. And when you're ready, we'll come back through center. Deep inhale, and our arms will open up wide, knees are knocking together. And then exhale, gently release. Come back to your Ujjayi breath. We'll take another deep inhale here. Exhale, knees come into our chest. We'll squeeze together. Baby forehead coming to our knees. Gently relax your head back down on the mat. You can rock and roll from side to side. Maybe take some knee circles. Can rock up and down, side to side. You can take bigger movements, rocking, eventually working our way up to a seated position. Beautiful. So we'll wake our way into easy pose or sukhasana. We'll sit up nice and tall. Eyes again can be opened or closed. Crown of the head is rising towards the ceiling, and we want our shoulders right over our hips. We'll begin taking some neck circles, so very gently in either direction. Going very slow, and then if you don't like taking full neck circles, you can drop your chin to your chest, left ear to left shoulder, rock it back forward, right ear to right shoulder. And then moving at your own pace. If you haven't already, switch directions. Then moving very slowly, being mindful. And we'll gently come back through center. Eyes will flutter open. I'm going to take our legs out in front of us. We're going to take a simple twist here. So we'll kick our legs straight out, and then we'll bring our right knee into our inner thigh, near our knee, as close as we can, maybe to our calf here. Inhale, arms reach up towards the sky, and then exhale, we're going to gently twist to the right. Our left hand is on top of our right knee, and our right hand is behind us here. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, gently twist and breathe. Crown of your head is rising towards the ceiling here. We're not trying to crank too far to the right here, just very gentle twist. Breathing, reconnecting with your breath. Every inhale, maybe you sit up a little bit taller here. Maybe every exhale, twist a tiny bit more. Next inhale, we'll unwind, come back through center. Hands come down by your side. We'll kick our right leg out, left leg comes in. Again, you can bring it to your upper thigh, near your knee, or maybe to your calf. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, twisting to the left, this time right hand to the top of our left knee. And our left hand working our way behind us, like a little kickstand. Inhale, crown of your head rises towards the ceiling. Exhale, twist. Again, not cranking our back here, just a simple twist. Listen to your body. And we're breathing. Maybe with every inhale you sit up a little bit taller, and every exhale you twist just a tiny bit deeper. Inhale, arms will come back through center. Exhale, gently release, they'll come down by our side, and we'll kick our legs out like a wide V here. Toes are flexed back towards our face. And then we're going to begin making these left to right motions, waking up our inner thighs, our groin area, and our hips. So we don't want to take a big old deep stretch to the left or right just yet. We don't want to shock our body into that. So we're going to take a deep inhale through the center. Exhale, shift to the right. Inhale back through center. Exhale, shift to the left. And only go as far as your body allows. So you don't have to grab your foot here. Just moving with your breath, feeling the stretch down the back side of your legs here very gently. Again, if your breath is a little bit faster, a little bit slower than mine, that's totally fine. But we want active legs here, so our toes are pulling back towards our face. So inhaling through center, exhaling to the left or right. Maybe you find that you can go a little bit deeper on each side with just this little bit of movement already. Eyes can be opened or closed. Beautiful. One more round each side. And then next inhale, we'll all come back through center. Our toes are still flexed back towards our face, and we're going to take a deep inhale. Chest rises, gaze lifts, and then exhale, gently fold forward, walking our hands out until we find a little bit of resistance. You don't have to completely fold forward, but we want to fold from our hip space here. So we're rotating forward. We don't want to hunch over in our back. So we're leading with our heart. Hands are gently walking forward. Toes are still flexed back towards our face. You should feel a stretch down the back side of your legs here. Gaze is forward 2 or 3 feet from the front of your mat. And we're breathing. Imagine sending your breath down the back side of your legs. Two more breaths here. Next inhale, we'll gently walk our hands back up towards center as we sit up nice and tall. We'll take our legs together, give them a little shake, and then we'll seat them from either side, coming into our tabletop position. We're just going to take a few cat-cows, waking up our spine here. Inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts, hips lift. Exhale, belly button pulls towards spine. Making sure our wrists are right underneath our shoulders, knees are right underneath our hips here. We really want the motion in our spine, not in our neck here. So want to make sure that we're not just getting this head motion, but we're also getting the deep dip in our belly and in our spine for our cow, and our exhale, belly button pulls towards spine as we're broadening across our shoulder blades here. All right, one more round. Next inhale, we'll come back to a neutral spine, and we'll walk our hands one palm's length from where they were just at on our mat. Fingertips are spread wide here. We're pressing evenly through our fingertips, knuckles, and palms. We'll tuck our toes right here, gearing up for our first downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale, and then exhale, begin to lift your knees up off the mat, pressing your hips towards the sky, straightening your legs as much as you can. We want to keep a slight bend in our knee here, just so we can send our hips up a little bit higher. Heels are reaching towards the ground and all 10 toes are facing forward. To find a little bit of a movement, you can begin walking your dog, pedaling your feet. You can shift from side to side, rocking your hips. Maybe you shake your head yes, maybe no. Whatever is going to feel good to you right now. Our shoulders are pulling, our shoulder blades are working their way down our back up to our hips. As we're pressing the floor firmly away from us, and our hands equally distributing our weight through our fingertips, knuckles, and palms. When you're ready, we'll find some stillness here, returning to your breath if you lost it. Next inhale, we'll come high up onto our toes. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Step or walk to the top of your mat. We're going to take our Feet out as wide as our mat here. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, gazes down at the floor. Exhale, forward fold, coming into a complete forward fold, ragdoll. You can let your hands dangle on the floor, or you can grab opposite elbows here and begin to move and shift from side to side, keeping a slight bend in your knees. We want to roll our weight to the balls of our feet here, and then the top of our head is reaching down towards the floor. Gaze is directly behind us. Again, if you'd like to shake your head yes, or shake your head no, very gently here. Releasing any tension. Every exhale, you feel your spine grow a little bit longer. Top of your head reaching, almost reaching the floor, getting a little bit close there. Beautiful. We'll find some stillness here. Gently heel toe your feet back to hip width distance. We'll take a deep inhale as we lift halfway up. Flat back, gaze down towards the floor. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale as we slowly roll all the way up to standing. Head is the last thing to come up here. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands will come down by our side. Can roll our wrists out here. Take a moment. Reconnect with the earth beneath us. All right. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Gaze down to the floor, weight in the balls of our feet. Exhale, forward fold. We'll plant our hands, step back into a high plank position, or we can lower our knees. On our exhale breath, we'll lower all the way down towards the floor. Inhale, head, neck, and chest lift off the mat, low cobra. Exhale, gently make our way back down. One more low cobra here. Elbows are glued in tight next to our sides. Inhale, lift up. Gaze is right out in front of us. Exhale, gently release. We'll tuck our toes, pressing our way through a tabletop position. Take an inhale here, then exhale, press your hips up towards the sky for a downward facing dog. All right, beautiful. If you want to take any movement in your downward facing dog, go ahead and pedal out your feet or rock your hips. All right, we'll take that one more time as we inhale, coming up high on our toes. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll all the way up to standing. Arms reach up overhead, maybe a small back bend here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, plant your hands, step back. Option for a chaturanga, lower all the way to the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra, your choice. Exhale, we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Beautiful work, you guys. All right, finding stillness here. We'll take 2 breaths together. Exhale wherever you're at in your breath cycle. Inhale through your nose, filling up your belly. Exhale out through your mouth, H-A-ha. One more just like that, inhaling. Exhale, completely release. We'll seal our lips and continue that Ujjayi breath. All right, working our way back into a tabletop. We'll bring our knees down towards the floor. Hands will come right underneath our shoulders here. Then we're going to take our our right foot and kick it out back behind us. Toes are tucked under and our heel is going to be working towards the floor. Just a nice little calf stretch here. Breathing as you're pressing the earth firmly away from us. Sending your breath down the back side of your calf. Inhale as you gently come forward, knees gonna come right back underneath our hip. This time we'll kick our left foot back out, toes are tucked, and then our left heel is gonna be working towards the floor. Again, breathing into our left calf muscle as we're stretching, nice little runner stretch here. Reconnecting. Pressing the earth firmly away from us. Inhale, come back through a tabletop position, walking our hands out, one palm's length. We'll tuck our toes here, take a deep inhale. Exhale, press our hips up and back, downward facing dog. We'll step our feet together in the back so our big toes are touching. Inhale, right leg comes high. Exhale, step it through. Our foot's going to be right in between our hands. This is where our blocks will come in handy if you have them. Option to put one on either side of your front right foot. Depending on what level you'd like, it doesn't matter. We'll take it on the low level here. So we're in this high runner's lunge. We're on the ball of our back left foot. Gaze is going to come forward. We're going to drop our hips a little bit lower so they're in line with one another. Inhale, heart reaches forward. Exhale, gently straightening our front right leg, only to where your body allows. Inhale, heart reaches forward. Exhale, straightening this right front leg, keeping a slight bend in our knees. We don't want to hyperextend backwards. Inhale, heart reaches forward. Exhale, sit back. Option to stay in this position longer, or if you'd like to incorporate your breath and movement together, inhale to come forward. Exhale to sit back. Always option to drop this back left knee and untuck your toes. They'll be here, or you can stay lifted in this high runner's lunge. It's your choice. Two more breath cycles here. Beautiful. Inhale, come back through center. So if your knee is down on the ground, we're going to go ahead and lift it up, tucking our toes under so we're balancing on the ball of our back left foot. Now listen carefully. We're going to spin this back heel, left heel down on the ground. Toes are going to be facing towards 11 o'clock. We want our front knee stacked right over our ankle here. I'm going to move my blocks out of the way. Our hands will still be framing this front right foot, and when you're ready, we're going to take a deep inhale. Exhale, release, ground down. Next inhale, root to rise, opening up warrior two here. Again, taking a moment to reconnect, adjust your stance if you need to. You can heel toe this right foot out, maybe walk this left foot in just a bit. Shoulders are going to be right over our hips, gaze is straight ahead. Inhale, shoulders to our ears. Exhale, roll them back and down your back. Relax your shoulders. Then breathing into your stance. Inhale, lifting you up. Exhale, grounding you down. Inhale, we'll glide forward. Flip your front palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Your front knee is still bent at this time. Gaze is up towards the ceiling. Your left hand is on your left leg. Breathing into our right side body. Beautiful. Inhale, we're gonna straighten our front right leg. Arms are gonna come onto the horizon. So we have warrior two arms, but two straight legs this time. We're gonna bring our hands to our hips. Then we're gonna gently adjust our back foot. So we'll walk it in ever so slightly. Toes are still facing towards 11 o'clock. We're gonna take this right hip and we're gonna send it back towards the back wall. So our left hip is reaching out far towards the back edge of our mat. Still keeping a slight bend in our knee. We'll take our arms onto the horizon. Inhale, glide forward, pause here. And then we're gonna tilt our arms so our right hand is coming towards our right ankle. Left fingertips are reaching towards the sky, or they can come down on our hip for triangle pose. Again, this is where your block can come in handy. You can take the block to the outer edge of your right foot, placing your hand on whatever level is best for you. And we're breathing. We're still working that right hip back. So we want our right thigh bone working into our right hip to send it towards the back of our mat. Gaze can be down at the floor or up at the sky. Belly is pulling in. It's okay to have this left hip rolling in slightly. And breathe. And breathing into the back side of your right leg. Beautiful work. One more breath cycle here. When you're ready to come back up, we'll begin to bend our right knee. Inhale, working back up to our warrior two. And then exhale, straighten this right leg again. All 10 toes are gonna face towards the long edge of our mat. We'll take our blocks and bring them to the back edge of our mat so they're there for us when we switch sides. Inhale, arms on the horizon. Exhale, begin to hinge forward from your hips, leading with your heart, slight bend in your knees, coming into Prasarita. Hands are going to be right underneath our shoulders here. Option to keep them here, or you can walk them out in front of you. It's your choice. Gaze can be down at the floor or back behind you on the wall, whatever suits your balance. And then when you're ready, we're going to gently rock our weight to the balls of our feet. Breathing here. Long, straight spine. Again, slight bend in your knees, setting your hips a little bit higher. Breathing down the back side of your legs. Next inhale, we'll gently walk ourselves back through center. If your arms were out in front of you. Then we'll take our hands towards our hips. When we're inhaling to come up, we want to press our feet firmly away from each other, like we're trying to rip our mat in half. So when you're ready, next inhale, we'll lift up flat back, hinging from our hips. Beautiful work. Now we're switching towards the back of our mat. So our left toes are going to turn towards the back edge of our mat. And then our right toes are going to turn in so they're facing towards 2 o'clock. Arms are on the horizon. Breathe. Inhale, shoulders to your ears. Exhale, roll them back and down your back. Beautiful. Inhale, hands reach up over our head. Exhale, we're going to cartwheel down to frame this front right foot. Our back right toes are going to turn forward now, so we're coming back into this high runner lunge on our left side. Again, option to take your blocks to frame this front left foot. Inhale, heart is reaching forward. Exhale, straightening this left leg, keeping a slight bend in your knees so you're not hyperextending backwards. Again, always option to drop this right knee down towards the floor. And then again, flowing with your breath. Inhale, heart is reaching forward. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, brings you forward. Gaze lifts and chest is leading. Exhale, sit back. Again, if you'd like to hold this pose longer in one position, that's your choice. Or or you can flow with your breath. Whatever will work best for you today. And it's okay if you're flowing a little bit faster or a little bit slower than I am, as long as you're staying connected with your breath. Two more breath cycles here. We'll all meet back in this high runner's lunge. So if your knee was down on your mat, go ahead and pick it up just for a moment here. And then when you're ready, again, I'm going to move these blocks just so you can see. Hands are going to be framing this front left foot. We're going to spin this back right heel down again. Toes are going to be facing towards 2 o'clock. Our left knee is bent. Toes are facing forward. We'll take a deep inhale here, cleansing breath. Exhale, release. Next inhale, root to rise. Exhale, open your arms up onto the horizon. Warrior 2, beautiful job. Readjust your stance if you need to. Your feet are not glued to your mat. Then if you want to bring your shoulders right over your hips, if you feel like you're flying forward, inhale, shoulders to our ears. Exhale, roll back and down your back. Breathing, gazing straight ahead. Inhaling here. Exhale, ground down. Inhale, lifts you up slightly. Exhale, ground down. Next inhale, we'll glide forward. Flip your front palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Right hand to the back of your right leg. Front left knee is still bent here. Gaze is down, up at the ceiling. And breathing down our left side body now. Sending your breath down the left side, opening up your chest. Two more breaths here. Next inhale, we'll straighten this front left knee. Again, slight bend in your front left knee so you're not hyperextending backwards. Again, breathing. Next inhale, arms are going to come onto the horizon. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. And then again, same thing, hands will come to our hips. This left thigh bone is pulling back into our left hip socket while our right hip is working towards the front of our mat this time. So you want to decrease in between this thigh and our hip bone. Inhale, arms will come onto the horizon here as we glide forward, reach forward, arms will tilt. Left hand to left leg, right fingertips reaching towards the sky, or they can come down to your hip. Again, this is where your block will come in handy. Bringing it to the outer edge of your left foot. Whatever works for you today, we still want to keep this left thigh bone working into our left hip. Right hip is reaching towards the front of our mat this time. Slight bend in our knees so we're not hyperextending. Breathe here. Gaze can be up towards the ceiling or down towards the floor, whatever is going to suit you today. Again, it's okay if this right hip is curling in. And breathe, relaxing your shoulders down away from your ears on the exhale. Two more breath cycles here. You got it. Breathing into the back side of your left leg. Next, inhale when you're ready to come back up. Begin to bend your left knee. Inhale, root to rise, coming back to that warrior two. Beautiful. Pause for a moment. Next, inhale, straighten this front left leg. Hands come to our hips. All 10 toes are going to face towards the long edge of our mat. And then we're going to rotate them forward here. Gazing forward, we'll take a little bend in our right knee and we'll step our left foot to meet our right. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Interlace all 10 fingers and reach it up towards the sky. Deep inhales, our shoulders are coming towards our ears. Exhale, hands are going to come behind our head here. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hinging to the right. Chest is opening up. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, over to the left, stretching down our right side body. Inhale, come back through center. One more time each side. Exhale to the right. Maybe gaze comes out the ceiling this time. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, back through center. Release that grip. And then we'll exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step back. Last chance for a vinyasa here. You can take it down into a chaturanga, upward facing dog or low cobra. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. When you're ready, we'll gently bring our knees down towards the mat. Finding a seated position. We'll kick our legs out in front of us. Again, giving them a nice little shake. And we'll take our soles of our feet to touch. Our knees are going to be falling open. If this is really uncomfortable for you, again, blocks come in handy. You can take these blocks and place them under your knees so they're supported and they're not just hanging out in space. So if you can bring yourself closer, you can bring your heels in towards your groin area, or you can take them out maybe further away. It's less of an intense stretch that way. Inhale, chest lifts towards the sky. Exhale as you hinge forward. Again, that motion from our hips, leading with our heart, flat back. Maybe you begin to walk your hands out to support yourself. Breathing into your legs, into your inner thighs. Option to stay here, or you can begin to curl your spine, rolling over, maybe hands come to your feet. You can also give your feet a nice little massage here, thanking them for their work today and your practice. Eyes can be open or closed, slowing down your breath. Next inhale, we'll slowly roll up. Soles of our feet are placed on the mat now. Knees are coming together towards midline. And then we'll want our feet about hip width distance here. Knees are going to stay in hip width distance. And we're going to walk our bum up towards our heels. Hands will come out in front of us. And we'll slowly roll all the way down to our mat. So our gaze is straight up at the ceiling. We can walk our heels in a little bit closer. Hands are going to come down by our sides. We can almost graze our heels with our fingertips here again, keeping them at hip width distance. Palms are flat on the ground, coming into bridge. When you're ready, we'll take one cleansing breath together. Inhale through your nose, deep belly breath. Exhale, release. Next, inhale, we'll press firmly into the earth through the soles of our feet, our palms, our arms, and then our shoulders are going to roll underneath us as our hips lift towards the sky. Legs are squeezing together, so they're still at hip width distance. Beautiful. Try to release your glutes just a little bit. They're not squeezing together too tightly. Legs are doing their job and working hard to lift your hips up. Your chest is gently rolling towards your chin as your gaze is straight up towards the sky. 2 more breaths here. You can do it. Next exhale, we'll gently roll down towards the ground, ever so slightly. Then again, if you want to heel toe your feet out towards the edges of your mat, and windshield wipe your legs, rocking from side to side. All right, feet will come back together at hip width distance. Option to take this into a shoulder stand or Viparita Karani, legs up the wall. If you want to take this into a legs up a wall, you can just simply bring your legs up towards the ceiling. Or if you have a block handy, you can slip this block right underneath your sacrum. So your sacrum is where your back flesh meets your bum flesh. And you'll gently take your feet up towards the sky. Hands can lay open on your side. Eyes can be open or closed. We'll soften our jaw. If you'd like, you can stay here. Or next, we'll take this into a quick happy baby. If you have a block underneath you, please remove it. Option to take this into a half happy baby, keeping one knee bent, one sole of your foot on the ground, then grabbing for the outer edge of your foot, your calf, or maybe your thigh, whatever's available today. Or you can take your peace fingers around your big toe. Option for full happy baby. Both soles of our feet are working up towards the ceiling. Knees are bent, thighs are parallel to the ground. Can rock from side to side. Maybe bringing the soles of our feet together. If you're in a half happy baby, switch sides. And when you're ready, if you're still in a Viparita Karani or legs up the wall, you can stay there for your Shavasana. If you're in happy baby, bringing your knees in towards your chest, giving yourself a big hug. And then on your next inhale, gently making your way to Shavasana. Legs can come out long, hands can come above your head. Letting the earth hold you up from beneath you. And if Shavasana hurts your back, you can take your feet out as wide as your mat and knock your knees together on the inside. Begin to soften your jaw, pulling your tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Unwrinkling your brow. Letting your fingers and arms relax. Legs and toes are shutting off. And you just feel the subtle rise and fall of your belly. When you're ready, you can begin wiggling your fingers and your toes. And then when you're ready, turn onto your favorite side, cradling your head in your arm. And then we'll all gently meet in a comfortable seated position here. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands come through heart center. We'll bow our head, thanking ourselves for taking a little bit of time to practice and move today. Thank you so much for joining me. It's always an honor. I'll see you next time. Namaste.